Hello again, I'm Jackie and we're going to be clipping horses today. This is Jack, he's a 5-year-old horse. He's been clipped already this year, probably 3 or 4 times. You can see he's got what's called a hunter clip. So with a hunter clip we leave the legs on, the saddle on. You can take all the head off if you want, or you can take half the head. So this is probably his 3rd or 4th clip. There's not a huge amount of hair on him, as you can see, but there's sort of bits of fluffy stuff which need to come off, just to neaten him up really. So I'm going to give him, start clipping him in a moment, just taking off these bits of hair here, and if you watch you'll see what I'm doing. These are the clippers. These are battery clippers, which are safer than electric ones. So they're plugged into a battery which must be fully charged. The important thing with clipping is that you keep the clipper clean of hairs. So that means that every 2 or 3 minutes when you're clipping, you brush the hairs out of the clippers and you get your oil and you put the oil onto the clippers. You should do this quite regularly or else they'll jam up. Quite often they'll go blunt when you're halfway through the clipping, which is very, very annoying. If you've got some spare blades, obviously you change them straight away and then carry on. If you haven't, then you've got to wait until you get them sharpened. Sharpening blades, your saddler can do that, or you can send them away. The cost ranges from £5 to £8 for a set of clipper blades sharpened. How long each set of blade lasts when you're clipping is, you just don't know. Sometimes they can go blunt the first time you clip a horse, other times they can do 4 or 5 and they'll be absolutely fine. Always make sure the horse is clean, no mud on it, and not hot and not wet. The clipper blades will not be able to clip a muddy or wet or sweaty horse. So the horse has got to be dry and clean, as this one is. I'm not doing his legs, so that doesn't matter that they're muddy. And then you're ready to go. The reason we leave the legs on is for protection, so that they're not, or if they're going through thorns or if they're out, anything like that, they've got a bit more protection on their legs. Equally with the saddle, that protects their back, so that if the saddle does rub slightly, there's a little bit more hair on there to protect them. And the head, I've taken the full head off last time. This time I'm going to take it along there, so just to leave a little bit, there's not a huge amount there, a little bit on his ears, because it's now beginning of January, it might get a lot colder, and he's out quite a lot of the time. Right, here we go then. So I'm going to turn the clippers on, you won't be able to hear me now, and I'm going to show you what to do. Put the safety thing around your hand so you don't drop them, because if you drop them you might well break them. So, off we go. You're not going to see a huge amount of hair coming off, because there isn't a lot of hair on this horse, because, as I said, this is his 3rd clip, and it's just fluffy bits of hair to neaten him up and make him look smart now. There we go. You can see some hairs coming off, a few. If it was his 1st clip, there'd be handfuls of it coming off, and the floor would be absolutely full of hair by now. When he bends his head towards me, it's much more difficult to clip on these bits. You need his head pushed away to straighten that out. Because if you've got a crease there, it's very difficult unless it's taut. There we go, that's a lot better now, he's moved his head away. This horse was always excellent to clip from day one. He didn't mind it at all, in fact, I think he quite enjoys it. Some horses are very, very bad to clip. They're frightened of the noise of the clippers and you can't get anywhere near them. So then that's a case of gradually introducing them to the clipper, letting them get used to the noise, the vibration. This might take a long time, maybe standing next to another horse that's being clipped, that sometimes works, one that's calm, and then they get used to the sound and they will start to relax. So there we go, that's all coming off nicely. He's going to look lovely and smart by the end of this. And he'll be more comfortable when he's going fast because he won't sweat so much. Obviously you need to make sure that you have more rugs on them when they're clipped than when they're not. Or depending on how close the clip is and what the weather's like. If they've got a 3-week-old clip, generally have a lighter rug on than if they've got a brand new clip, when you're taking all their hair off and they're going to start to feel the cold. So when I've done this clip, although there's not a great deal of hair on here, I'll probably put a heavier weight rug on to keep him warm. He's going to feel a little bit cold, so I'm taking his fur off. And he's been very, very good. He's quite enjoying the attention. He is that sort of horse. He likes attention. Now, you see there where it puckered up? That's because there's a bit of mud there. Clipper didn't want to go through that. So when I turn these off in a minute for an oil, I'm going to brush that mud off. So this is all coming off quite well. And he's going to look beautiful at the end of it. See how shiny he is there? You don't see the shine when there's long hairs. When you take off these hairs, you can see the shine on their coat and see what condition they're in. There we go. Right, I'm going to turn those off for a minute, give them a clean. Hello. Okay, so the clipping's done. And he's looking quite smart, a little bit patchy maybe in places. Now what I'm doing is I've got a sponge which is almost dry. It's got a little tiny bit of warm soapy water on it. Now what I'm doing is I'm just running that over him because it will take all the scurf out of the coat. Because, I mean, look at that, filthy. All that scurf that's under his skin, really the only way to get that off is to very lightly sponge him over. Not much because he doesn't want to get wet, obviously, this time of year. It's warm water anyway, but it's just going to take the scurf off and he'll dry very, very quickly because he's not got any coat now. Don't obviously do the sour patch because that's not going to dry quickly. So, there we go. There's the finished product. Looking quite shiny and neat and tidy, I think, I hope. Well, that was just a very brief overview of clipping. There's a lot more that you could, I could tell you about. If you'd like to know more, then please like and subscribe and put a comment that you'd like to know more. And that should have given you a little bit of an insight into a little bit of clipping. Thank you for watching.